Welcome back to How to Build a Stride with St. Louis Hockey Training. I'm Coach Zane. Today we're going to talk about posture. So in the past couple of weeks, we've talked about angle of our foot, inside, outside edges, wiggling that foot. Today, now we're going to move up the body. We're going to talk about our knee bend and our upper body posture. When I bend my knees, I want to make sure my knees go forward over those toes. All right. When I do that, if you watch my hip bone right here, my hips move forward as I bend my knees. A lot of players like to sit back into a chair. So they sit back with their bottom like they're sitting on a chair. Now, all my weight's in the heels of my skates. I don't want to be there. I want to be up in the toes. So if I push those hips forward, now I'm in the right spot. Now I'm in the balls of my feet, up on my toes. This is where I get all that power, all right? All that power and balance in my stride. So one easy way to check that for a player, take a stick, put it right next to their heel, all right? As I bend my knees, my hip goes forward. Now my hip, my heels, and my shoulders are all in a straight line. My knees, if you look, are out in front of my toes. This makes sure I'm up in the toes of my boots when I skate. We want to make sure that hip doesn't go behind my heels. Now I'm in the heels of my skates. Push those hips forward every time we bend those knees. Another big mistake that we see with players is the tabletop back, all right? So even if they get into good posture here to start, they start to bend over at the waist, and their back becomes a tabletop. Watch my knees as I do that. They straighten out. Now I've lost all of my power. We got to make sure we keep that chest up. Here at St. Louis Hockey Training, we say keep those shoulders tall. Tall shoulders up towards the ceiling. This keeps my posture and my upper body, making sure that I don't bend over at the waist and become a tabletop. Another big problem that we see from players that like to ride their inside edges, we've worked on that the last couple weeks with the wiggle foot and with the inside and outside edge drills, is when they bend their knees, they bend them forward the correct way, except for they bend them together like a goalie, all right? Now, I'm on my two inside edges, and they like to skate from here. We want to make sure those knees go straight forward over the toes so I'm nice and flat in my skates. Hips are forward, shoulders are up tall. At home, in skates, you can put skate guards on underneath. Tennis shoes work perfectly fine for this drill. So we're going to take our heels and put them all the way against the wall. Make sure our feet are shoulder width apart. All right, now I'm going to do a wall sit, but my heels have to stay connected to the wall. So I'm down. This pushes my knees forward. My bottom can't go backwards because of this wall. So now I'm in a great skating position here. All right, pushing those knees forward. The weight is in the toes of my skates or in your tennis shoes at home. But we want to make sure that this bottom can't go backwards. So this wall is helping me with this. Now, flip it around the other way towards the wall. Now we're working on pushing those knees forward. So bend those knees, push those knees all the way out to the wall. All right, they contact the wall, and we can straighten back up. Push those knees out till we're in the balls of our feet. Fellow coaches, when we're on the ice with players, easy test is exactly what we did up on that treadmill. You can line your players up on a line or along the boards, having them bend their knees. This is really going to show you the players that are going to struggle with this next drill that I'm going to show you, because they're going to sit back in their heels. Their bottom's going to be way behind this stick. All right, so make sure we're bending those knees. Easy, quick test on everybody to see who's going to have a problem with this next drill. Taking a couple strides, gliding 2 feet on the ice, making sure we have good posture. Big thing here, slow the players down. Too many times coaches do this and the players are flying down the ice. That's not a good opportunity for you to coach them. Also, it's not showing their mistakes. So we take a couple strides, knees are nice and bent, push those knees forward. Make sure we don't have any bottoms back in our heels. You'll see them riding down the ice. You'll actually see their toes come off the ice a little bit if they're in the wrong position. If I'm in the right position, knees are forward, hips are forward, shoulders are up tall. I'm in the balls of my feet, up on the toes. This was another episode of How to Build a Stride with Coach Zane. Thank you very much for watching. Send us a video if you work on this at home, and we'll check it out. We'll see you next week.